My name is Kelly, some people call me Alex, and I have been working a lot on my music, on my website, and I am putting my work up on there. And right now I'm in my tent. I've been sleeping more in my backyard in my tent. I finished basically my second album of solo work this year, which I'm calling Ice, and the first one is of older work, or I think mostly, maybe entirely of like older work, and that's called Exhaust. And then the first album of work, my best friend Eric Ray and I did together, and I'm Kelly Alexandra Hoff, and that's called Some Female Errors. So that's 3 albums that I've put up on my website for streaming. I don't have the money to like do any real professional mastering or anything like that, or I haven't, produced any, CDs for distribution or whatever, because I don't have the money, but I would like to. That's a goal of mine. But I'm glad I've released these 3 albums on my website, kellyalexandrahoff.com. And Eric and I wrote, I think, most of Some Female Errors when we were living in Austin, Texas together. And then one song called Centerfold in Newburgh, Wisconsin, when we were living there. And then a lot of Exhaust, or either all or most of Exhaust, was written in, I guess, like Austin, Texas, or in Wisconsin. A lot of it in my mom's basement. And then Ice is largely, but I think not entirely, stuff I've written here in Minnesota and in St. Paul. A lot of it in my house while I've been living alone since I kicked my ex-girlfriend out. And it's been very lonely and very stressful and very scary. But I've enjoyed time with my animals. I have a dog, and sadly I only have 1 of 3 guinea pigs left, but I don't have my cats anymore that Eric and I had together. We had 4 cats, but my dog and my guinea pigs have kept me company, and I still talk to Eric every day. He plays a lot of jazz music in the Kansas City area now. I was not raised religious, and I have relied heavily on reading like Jewish and some like Christian literature during this era, especially while writing, the stuff for Ice, while I've been living alone. And at certain point started wondering if I should consider becoming a nun, even though I was not raised Catholic. I was baptized like twice, 2 Protestant religions in America and in Sweden, and did not grow up religious at all. Basically, I was like, am I gonna have to be a prostitute, or can I be a nun? How about that? I have not done well in the work world, keeping jobs. I don't know why. And I've dealt with like a lot of like fear and chest pains, and just I've spent many days and many hours just in bed in pain. But what gives me meaning is writing songs and recording them and putting together my albums and all that kind of stuff. So I've really enjoyed being able to set up this website to show my work and things like that. And I've Instagram, where I post all sorts of pictures and stuff, and I've been doing more like live videos and stuff, and I'll just throw up like new songs like in their barely just finished state, not like polished or rehearsed at all, but just to show people what I'm doing. And I have ideas still for multiple other albums that are kind of like in my mind, and I'm working on sort of, but not right now writing a lot. working on finding a good housing situation because I might not be able to stay in my house any longer. Some mouse infestation has been just like horrible. And so whether this housing situation does work out by some miracle and the mouse problem improves, or I have to find somewhere else to live, which I'm thinking I have to do by August 9th. I hope it's gonna work out and I have a safe place for me and my animals, and I can keep my musical equipment and all my stuff and everything. It's been very, very stressful. I'm glad I have my tent. I'm sleeping better in my tent, actually, I think. It's nice to get more fresh air. But yeah, music gives me a lot of meaning, and I miss dancing. I grew up dancing, and I went to school for that. I did kind of like or maybe entirely, I guess, like improvisational sort of like dance piece called Frail, with a little bit of guitar that I put up as well. And I am very, very out of shape, but I long to get back in shape and get back to dancing again because it's my first love. So I am just trying to survive right now and see what I can do next. So feel free to check out my work, and I'm looking for gigs. If anybody is interested in signing me to a record label, if you like my work, let me know. I am very much in need of income, a career, new stable place to live, all that. So it's been very stressful, but I still have a lot in here that I still want to do. A lot of music I still want to make, a lot of things to still create, and more poetry I want to write. I also released my poetry on my website, some of it, just a little bit of it. So thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy my music. I'm Kelly, and some people call me Alix.